Hi, everybody. Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and I hope you are having a wonderful week, as I am myself. I finally got some health issues dealt with, and I'm ready to rock again with Christmas in 2 days. And I hope everybody out there is feeling the same way, that everybody's not feeling the nerves of the last minute rush and such. I want to thank Comic Mike in particular right now, if he's there or not, because he put my current guest onto my radar. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Comic Showcase Brittney to
Hi.
the show
Hi,
tonight.
everyone.
Brittney, I'm glad to see you because honestly, and I don't want to sound like I'm pandering because I'm not when I say this, it is great to see more female comic collectors out there, not just collecting the comics, but talking about the comics, showing off the comics with pride. I'm glad to see it because I have been nothing more than a comic guy my entire life, and I've really, really, really wanted to spread all over the place. I'm glad to see you tonight. I'm glad you joined us tonight. So tell us, let's get going here. What
Okay.
made you decide to get what about comics interest you? Caught your eye, made you decide to collect?
Well, okay. So I got into comics, I think, because my grandma was a librarian and I hung out at the library a lot. And I love stories. So ultimately, I just love stories. Always am interested in how they end, what's going on with the characters. So I got really into that probably from her. And also, my mom used to read to us every night before bed, and she had a series of Narnia books, the novels, and she would read them and she did the names perfectly. She would do voices for every character. So now when I read things, I like to be able to picture it and I can have it like playing in my mind. So now when I read comics, I like really good art with it because then I can picture it in my head like a movie kind of going with the story. So I just really like stories, always have. And I'm really into Universal Monsters, as everyone knows who watches my channel. So I don't know, I just find them fun. I really
The
like getting lost
Universal
in a good story.
the Universal monsters out there are huge. I actually watched about 7 or 8 of the movies not too long ago because with the Halloween thing, I put them on in the
Yeah.
background. But yeah, I've subscribed to the Mark Spears monsters, and they're very universal based, whether he wants to admit it or not. So I don't know if he did or not. Chonka would know. But I'm going to say then, horror comics are your favorites then?
You know, Universal Monsters I really do like. And I like some horror. It really depends. I'm kind of eclectic in what I do like. Because I also really like some of the romance ones. So it just
Mm-hmm.
kind of depends on the stories.
Well, there's not really any modern romance. So, do you have a preference period like golden or silver? And
Yeah,
company?
yeah. I'm gonna show a few, so you'll see
Oh,
too tonight.
that's wonderful. Romance comics, to be honest, for as far as I'm concerned, are a genre that not enough people are aware of. Just like the Western, there was a time
Yeah,
when Western completely dominated, but that time has long passed. But romance was a steady seller for years and years and years. It may not have
they
been the top.
it did better at one point than some
Yeah.
of the superhero. Yeah,
Yes, because there was a period where superheroes were dead. I mean, only 5 superheroes at DC managed to go through the entire period without a break. And I think in Marvel, even the 3 big ones that they thought would go took breaks as well. So that's pretty cool there. But yes, no,
yeah,
romance comics certainly had a place.
yeah. But going back to your question, I also, as a kid, did not like reading at
Yeah,
all, and my family introduced me to a book, Huckleberry Hound Builds a House or something, and I
yeah,
liked that it had little sections. And then I started to get more into comics because I liked that I basically read a ton without realizing that I was reading a ton. And I just got
awesome.
into this. So that's kind of how I got into that. And then this is probably too much information, but what the my when I was younger, I used to after bath time, my family would come in with the towel and try and dry me off, and I'd take the towel and run around my house going, Batgirl, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, Batgirl. And my family's like, wait, that's Batman's song. And I was like, but I'm a girl. So
Very cool. I've always been a big fan of Batgirl since day one as well. I've liked Batman too, don't get me wrong, but that
yeah,
sounds
I,
like
I thought
that
he had
sounds
the
like it was
better
a lot of fun.
he had the better theme song, is it?
Mm.
So I stole that.
My parents actually had to tell me that A, I wasn't invulnerable, B, I couldn't fly, and C, I wasn't from Krypton and adopted.
I know.
They said, I can prove you came out of me. And I'm like, oh, but I'm from Krypton.
You're
Like,
like,
no,
let
you're
me have
not.
my fantasy.
I know. But so I mean, like we all sit there, you know. When I was a kid, I'd like you know, I couldn't get Superman out of my mind. And the other big ones was I liked some of the Fantastic Four, but I liked the TV, like with the superheroes on TV, like Shazam was on TV. Electro Woman and Dyna Girl was on when I was a kid. Really liked the Batman TV show when it was on. But I also like things like Battle of the Planets, G-Force. That it's been a long time. That kind of thing. G.I. Joe when it came out, the Smurfs. I mean,
Smurfs, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there were a lot of those things, and there things like that are always a great influence on what we watch, what we think, and what we consume. I mean, it's right there, and that is one of the things I'm always most interested in learning about people. So, you like romance?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I really
You
like a lot of
Universal monsters.
Yeah.
You like Batgirl, apparently. It's great to see. So let's just take a couple minutes before we get into your books and say hello to everybody who's decided to show up and say something tonight. We've got Kay Munin first as always. Good to see you, Andres.
Oh.
No, I am not showing the Street Fighter moves I've been practicing. I'm sorry. I don't do Street Fighter. We've got Mark from Mark's Issues with Archie. Second first. It's good to see you, Mark. I'm glad he's dropped by. Second Floor Comics. Good to see you, Louie. And all the way from Denmark, we've got Core. How are you?
Wow.
Merry Christmas to you over in Denmark. I'm curious to if Denmark is one of those December 6th countries or December 24th countries for the St. Nicholas.
December 6th, my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Let's see who else we've got. There's got a nice lively conversation going on here. Dum, 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 dum. And then there's me. I've dropped Brittney's link. I'm going to periodically drop it. Everybody, she is severely undersubscribed. Go over and give her a look and a like and everything like that. Hello, Same 99 Same. I don't think I've seen you before, so welcome to the channel. Brittney has really fun videos. And speaking of the devil, here's Comic Mike. Good to see you. And we've got the Marvel and DC Marshlands. Hey, how are you? Good to see you tonight. And a bunch of people saying Christmas and stuff. Hello, Glam. Good to see you. Celia, I have got to get around to watching your latest video. I promise I'll watch it in the next day or so.
It's hard around the holiday time. It's so busy.
It really has been hard. Everybody's been home and I haven't had the background. And that's everybody who's commented at the time. All right. Wonderful. So let's get on. I'm going to make you big on the screen. And let's see what you have.
Okay, so this first one I've done a video about. It's Boom Studios Profane #3. I just like the cover on this one because it kind of shows a lot about what's going on in the story.
Very cool.
But I really enjoy the story, and you don't hear a lot about it from many places, but I just really like it. And it's the same writer as Constantine, so Peter Milligan.
Okay,
and I watched, I would read Hellblazer, and it's very similar in the character, but it was a fun read. I just thought it was really good.
Very cool. What company is that? I didn't catch.
Boom.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. Awesome. When you people put up new titles, I usually take notes to see if I can if I'm curious or not to see what I can find out about them. So.
And then this next one I've also done a video on, but it's a Mark Spears and it's Captain Planet.
Hi, Luke. Captain Planet.
So I used to love Captain Planet as a kid. I wasn't allowed to watch the Power Rangers, but I was allowed to watch Captain Planet. So I really liked it, and I just, when I saw this at the comic book store, I had to read it and get it, and I really like it. And I was hoping they would make a movie. I heard that Netflix is making a live action TV show, so
Very
we'll see
cool.
how that goes. But I kind of wish they would make a movie using Mark Spears' inspiration.
I only hope that if they make a Captain Planet movie, that he actually develops a bit of a rogues gallery, because otherwise it's going to be a real quick show, like it was a very quick comic book. So
yeah, but so at my local or at my LCS, they know me, and since I was waiting for the Captain Planets, when I went back in, he saved the ash can for me.
Oh, very cool.
And so he gave me the ash can for it. So that was kind of fun. That's my next one.
Very nice.
And then one that I showed it, but I recently read it, Ordained.
Oh, very cool. That's a good looking cover.
Yeah, and the story is actually really good. It's like a mob story. And so you meet the Reverend, and he's a really nice guy, and he's, I don't want to give out too many spoilers because it's kind of new, but it's a really fun story, especially if you like mob-based stories, like Mafia.
I do like mob-based stories.
So it's really good. And the Reverend's kind of a badass, so it's kind of fun.
I mean, I watch The Sopranos quite religiously, so I mean, I'm right into that mob thing.
Yeah, and Goodfellas,
Okay, Goodfellas, I watch at least once a year.
Yeah, definitely.
Hi, Lyle.
So movies are a big thing. Like I do a lot of
we have a question here.
Oh.
Carr wants to know which publisher Ordained was.
It's Bad Idea Comics.
Bad Idea Comics. I have to write that down. That list sounds like something I have to look into.
Yeah, it was fun. I do a lot of crossover ones when I tend to buy a lot of crossover ones that have to do with movies or movie adaptations, because I was into comics, but my husband was not. And so I kind of brought him into comics by movie crossovers or music or TV crossovers. So now we have fun, and he's actually getting into comics, so it's been a lot of fun. But it was how I pulled him in. I pulled him into it using that, so it was a little sneaky.
It doesn't hurt. We need all the fans we can get. The more sales and/or fans we can create, the more of our hobby, the better our hobby gets. So
well, and it's an expensive hobby, and that's also kind of why I started the comic showcase shop. Was because we live in a small apartment, and my husband was like, "You need to try and sell some of the ones after you read it." So sometimes I'm a little slow to update my shop because I'm trying to hold on to them, but it's also good to let them go and I can get new stuff. So,
quick question with regards to your shop: how is it doing? Well, like, is it doing well enough to make it worth your time?
It's a slow start, but it started. Yeah, it starts to pick up, and it's been fun.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to look at your store as well. Is there a website for the store?
ComicShowcaseShop.com.
Okay. I'm going to put that in ComicShowcaseShop.com. I'm going to put that link into the description of this video when we're done.
Okay.
So that people can check it out. And ladies and gentlemen, before we get too much further, I want to say something here. By my count here, she's at 132 subscribers. So, if we can get her over 145, I will add a seventh prize. I always put my money where my mouth is. I will add a seventh prize to my giveaway, which we only need 32 more subs to get. So I'm putting her link in the thing. Let's see if we can get her to 145.
Do
Hi,
it.
Robbie. All right, you're back up.
Okay, so the next one I have is a Dark Horse Comics. It's Big, number one.
Big as in the movie?
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's 1988. And, okay, so we're my husband and I are a little bit of nerds now. We watch we'll read half of it, watch the movie for that to see how much matches and how much doesn't, what they added. It's become really fun because we just see if they change things. If this one is pretty much exactly like the movie, and it's just amazing that they can put an entire movie into a small comic and you don't miss anything.
Well, my question will be there. How many ads are in the book? Because it comes down to how many pages they use on ads and other stuff. Because honestly, a 32-page or 36-page comic could do a lot if there's no ads. That's why I'm curious.
That's true. Well, this one not as many. But it follows the movie exactly. Like every scene. Like you can watch it and just check the scenes. It's amazing.
Awesome.
But I also really like Dark Horse Comics just because they've done a lot of the other like Star Wars, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and obviously Universal. They've pretty much brought back Universal Monsters too.
Everybody out there knows how much I'm devoted to my girl Buffy.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Okay, this next one was kind of a Christmas gift to myself. It's Blade Runner. It's Marvel Super Special number 22 Blade Runner movie adaptation.
Great choice. Great movie. Great story.
Yeah. And Al Williamson was the artist. And the art in this one is just, I think it's really beautiful. Again, following the movie, they add a little bit more backstory to certain things, which helps the story. But the art in it is, the way he draws the clothing and just it's a really fun book. He does this whole scene from the movie.
Very cool. We have a question here with regards to who did the cover on the Blade Runner. It's probably the movie poster.
The movie. Oh yeah. Okay. It's a Steranko.
Steranko. Good choice.
Yeah. But that was my Christmas present to myself. And when I found out I was doing your show, I'd been wanting to get this one, and I finally got it.
Well, it's very cool. Blade Runners, honestly, when the movie came out a few years ago, the 2049 one or whatever it was, God, it brought me back memories because I got to watch Blade Runner again going in, but it wasn't as good as it could have been, unfortunately, I found.
Yeah, I do agree. And when you've seen the first one.
Yeah, I know. So after we went to the movie, we went home because I went with 3 other guys. We went back to one of the other guys' place and rewatched Blade Runner the first again just to get that taste out of our mouths, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay, so this next one, it's also kind of a crossover it's Marvel Premiere number 50, Alice Cooper.
I bought that this year. What a great book. It is full of dad jokes that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
Are you a heavy metal girl or?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. But I really like this story. It's ridiculous, but it's fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. And Cooper, I think, has another comic book recently, but I don't think it's as fun as this one.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was really fun. I also want the Marvel Premiere number 28, The Legion of Monsters. That would be a good one.
That's a good one, too.
So I'm looking at maybe getting some of those. I watch all these other people's channels, and lately I've been making lists because I'm so jealous of some of the ones that, like, Comic Mike has such a great collection.
Almost going to get you. I'm telling you right now.
Every time I watch him.
Just so I'm sure everybody who's seen my video this week knows I FOMO'd this, and I paid through the nose for it because I didn't buy it when it came out, and it was like, why did I do it? But I knew I had to have it.
Funny story about that one. I bought that one and left it on the dining room table because I wasn't able to read it immediately. And my husband came home and I've been saying I like the absolutes. And so he started reading it. And I came home and he was like, this is a very disturbing story. Like, this is what you've been reading?
Well, you know what? I haven't. I read literally Absolute Batman #1. I just buy so much that I did not decide to get in the absolute because unfortunately I'm a completionist at heart. So if I was going to get into it, I'd have to go through them all, and that would be very what. There's now Absolute Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Martian
Yeah.
Manhunter, Flash. I don't even know. I'm sure there's other ones.
Yeah.
Lyle, it's okay. I bought that on a whim.
Well, yeah, I thought it was, it's still a good story, but yeah, that one is more disturbing, I feel like, than some of the others to start with. So I told
think
him,
that the
you need to read Batman, the first, like the Absolute Batman first one, and then get into it.
Honestly, the way he's done the Joker is the craziest character in comic books.
It really is. Yeah. Okay, so should I keep moving on?
Keep going. We're having fun here.
Okay, so this next one is Rocket Comics, and it's Santana #1 by Timothy Truman.
Nice.
This one was actually, it's really fun. It's an interview that's in comic form. And it goes into Santana's, his whole story of his childhood, how he got into music. And let me just show, he does get a little artsy later on in his description of how to be positive in life. Some people might feel it's a little preachy, but I do like Santana.
Rock stars are a different breed.
Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
He shows the Grateful Dead, and he basically talks about how he, after meeting them, just decided, he needs to get serious about music, and he walked off his dishwashing job.
That's crazy. I worked kitchens while I was trying to make it in the music business, so there's no way I would have walked away from a job. I needed equipment.
I know, that's what he's like. He's like, I don't know if I would recommend everyone doing that, but for me, it was like I had to get serious, so I just walked off and I never looked back. Luckily, he was talented enough he could do that.
Yeah, I actually went to Vegas a couple of years back to go watch The Who with a friend. And it just happened that the night we were out just sitting having a drink, we were in another casino, and Santana was playing that night. And his entourage walked by, but we didn't see him because I guess the entourage, either he went another way or they hit him very well. But it was pretty cool to watch this whole entourage go up. It's like you could tell because they were carrying equipment and stuff. So
yeah, in this comic, he also talks about how when he played at Woodstock and when he played for like a prison, he says both were similar instances of where people it didn't matter about your background or what you were interested in. Like, everybody just loved the music and they all kind of swayed at the same rhythm. And he's like, it was really cool to see so many people who were so different get along. But I guess that's the effect music can have. But it also, the fun one about this is that it goes into every single guitar he used, and it gives like a little, it gives a description of them and like what they were used in, what songs, and then there's a section about amps. So it's just kind of, I like things where you can learn a little bit too. So it's an interesting one.
Okay, Munin, The Who are a band that started as the Y, and then they played 3 years as Because, and then they became The Who again.
That's wild. Okay, so my next ones are Where the Monsters Dwell.
Beautiful books.
I love these because they're just absurd.
I know. I've only got one of the actual books, but I read one of those. They were the collections, the essentials or whatever that they had. I think 10 or 12 of those together in one shot, and I read a lot of them. It was pretty good.
Yeah, this one has I think it's the second story in here, which is I discovered the secret of flying saucers, and it's a pretty good one.
Nice. Robbie's got a question for you. How long have you been into collecting?
Probably like I would say more seriously, when I first started college.
Nice.
Otherwise, it was more just I liked reading them every once in a while. But yeah, college.
College, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I started at 5. I stopped for a little while, got married, had a kid. Once the kid came along, I got back into it. I've told this story before that the mistake was somebody telling me that there was a Buffy the Vampire Slayer comic, because once I found that out, I walked into a comic store again, and that's it. This thing has become that. So
For me, it's been a lot of different. I've taken breaks at times just because I get really busy and it gets really hard. Sometimes, like right now, when I'm working, sometimes I come home and I have the hope of reading my comics at night, but it's gotten to be very dangerous because I'll fall asleep while I'm holding them. And there's been a couple, like one time, one of them got a little bit bent from me falling asleep and turning.
oh yes, nothing that's why I stopped taking books upstairs.
I
I was
know
I
it was.
was reading them before bed, and one time I sort of semi passed out on top of one of them. Luckily, it was one that was already in crappy shape anyway because it was an older book, but still, I don't
Yeah,
want to rip things. You don't want to lose covers. You don't want to
that's
lose.
horrible. Yeah. And so now I've gotten better at, stopping before that happens. But my husband's also gotten really good where he'll take them off of me and put them on the side. So I'll wake up in a panic and then I'll realize that he moved it. And so it's all good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Are
But
you okay? So,
okay.
are
So
you a person who makes a point of reading everything you buy?
I really like to read everything I buy. Obviously, I get sometimes too many and I can't do that, but I
Mm-hmm.
do really like to read them at least once. And then obviously, I put the better ones to a side and I read them multiple times. But yeah, I am a person who I don't think I should have it if I haven't read it.
Very cool. No, I'm a reader too. I always have been. This concept of investment and caring about condition is only a recent thing. So
Yeah. Well, and also I feel like I'm at I watch everyone who has really nice collections and I sometimes I wish I could do that, but I don't. It is a very expensive hobby at times, and I can only
yeah.
get so many that are really high. Like, I don't have the budget sometimes for the ones that I want.
Hmm. We
So,
got one more question for you. Are you interested in Golden Age books?
yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm interested in pretty much golden, silver, bronze, and modern. I'm really into just good stories.
I see. I can relate to that. I do have a tendency to like Silver Age and Bronze Age the most because I grew up with that. But I like any if it's good, I want to read it. It's that simple.
Yeah.
So.
And see, okay, so my second cousin, he really loves Golden Age comics. Like anything after that, and he doesn't really want it. He only wants the Golden Age. So when I go to his shop, he's always kind of showing me the Golden Age, and he will let me look through all his stuff because he's an antique collector. Um,
Very
so
cool.
so I don't know. I'm kind of into just like you said, good stories, and if it's good, it's good.
Mm, we've still got another question. That's good. When my audience is really into it, they ask a lot of questions, and it's good. Where are your Archie books? That's from Mark's Issues with Archie.
I'm sorry. I do have some Archies. I didn't pull those for today though. Maybe next time. I really did enjoy. I watched some of your interviews and I really enjoyed the one you did with Kate, and she's a big Archie fan. I
Yeah,
know I should have brought some, but I did. I loved that interview. It was so fun.
yeah. Kate is a big DC super heroine fan too, and that's where one of the reasons I wanted her on my show
Yeah.
because she's one of the few people I know that can knows what I'm talking about when I talk DC without a big explanation. So
Yeah.
she's awesome.
She is good. That was such a great interview.
Thank you.
Um so should I move on?
Yes, keep going.
Okay, this is another Marvel Comics group Where Monsters Dwell, number 19. And it's Insect Man, and this one again, just an absurd fun story, kind of a horror sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my next one is also Where Monsters Dwell. It's a #2 Marvel Comics group. And okay, so this one has the story of Spore, which is on the cover, but I actually enjoy the last story, which is about Taboo, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like a mud creature. But that story, I mean, it makes me laugh every time I read it. It's just, I like how it just shows like it basically takes what humanity is, like the good and the
Mm-hmm.
bad, and it just like uses it and amplifies it in the story.
What
So it's
I
a really
like, what I like the most about the monster things, it's something that Stephen Gettner has pointed out. It's the double consonants or the double letters they used in every monster's name. Like if you hold that one up for a second there, you've got Spore with 2 R's, every one of the, it just is just so hilariously cheesy. It was a wonderful time.
Yeah, it really is, but they're so fun. They're
I
just
know.
really fun reads. Okay, so this next one is Marvel Classic Comics, #25, The Invisible Man. And this one's 1978. It's Bronze Age.
I
And so
can't
these are
see him.
based on what?
I can't see him.
Yeah, so it's based on H.G. Wells' story, and everyone knows this story, but I always find the classics are really fun to read. Oh, okay. So this one is a supernatural thrillers #2, The Invisible Man. It's 1973 Bronze Age, and this is the first appearance of the Invisible Man in Marvel Comics.
Yes, I've seen that book before. Core wants to know: do you have a passion for Bronze Age Marvel?
Um, I think I gravitate towards it sometimes. So maybe, yeah. Again, I also really just like these stories.
Mm-hmm. I know. I was gravitated to Conan just as a
Uh,
kid, and still,
I got a
still,
couple of those.
you know, still go.
Yeah.
Same 99 same as saying, do you especially like the Invisible Man? Well, he was one of the Universals, wasn't he?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Yes.
Yeah, and I do. I like that he's kind of, depending on which one you read, I like that he's kind of a protagonist and an antagonist. So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of in general what the monsters are, and I like that.
Awesome.
This next one is Marvel Comics Group Supernatural Thrillers #4, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and this is 1973 Bronze Age as well.
Nice looking
But
cover.
this
Do
is
you know who did
yeah,
that?
and this the original like Universal monster story. It's just a really fun one too. I mean I love Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, just the idea of this character, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
really fun to read. Let's see. Next I have this one's Quality, which became DC Comics, and it's Heartthrobs #49. It's 19
Heartthrobs.
yes.
Wow.
1957 Silver Age.
Very cool. I love the fact that DC changed their logo for their romance novels.
Yeah.
Just it actually makes them stand out better to me. And that's one of the reasons I like the Silver Age DC romance, just for the logo.
The art in them are amazing. I
Yeah, well,
love
it's amazing that the artists that they put on these sort of things, basically they throw anybody on. For a while, it was anybody who had a month they weren't doing anything. Excuse me. They gave them a romance book, but they eventually got regular artists. So and the artists they got, they had to be able to draw women well because that's what sold the books. So I mean, other than the
and then
romance part of the girls.
some of it was stolen, right? And used or not stolen, but used by some pop artist, Roy
Yes,
Lichtensteiner.
yes, I've heard that on a few occasions. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. That's so this next one is National Romance Group, another DC Comics romance. It's Secret Heart #39.
Very cool.
Okay. This next one is also a Silver Age, and it's actually from Atlas, which became Marvel.
Mm-hmm. My
So
love story.
my love story number 6, and they have a story the week before the wedding, and it's a pretty interesting one.
I particularly like the other one where it says, your lips on mine there at the bottom of the
Oh yeah.
with your lips on mine there. I'm lost in heaven. Oh, was that another story in the book, or was that just something they wrote on there?
I think it's something they wrote on there, but it's been a minute. Let me see.
It's just, I love the stuff they came up with.
Yeah, but they do have parts in it. I mean, it's a story of their romance, so I guess it does relate. But yeah, it's a fun one.
And I love that
this is the story. Sorry, yes, it is the
with
story.
your lips on mine. That's funny. I love the fact that a 12-page romance book, you see more things going on than you see in a Hallmark movie today. So
it's true. It's true. And sometimes it's just so cheesy that you love it.
Yeah, well, I've seen enough Hallmark movies to know I don't like them, but my mother loves them, my wife loves them.
Yeah, I have some family members that love them. So I watch quite a few. It's the same formula for all of them, but it's kind of nice to have that predictability at the holidays,
Well, I mean, that's what people like. I mean, face it, they do very well, family watching. So
okay, so this is my last romance one. It's a Harvey Comics high school romance number 53. It's 1956 Silver Age.
Nice.
And this one's kind of funny. I read this one not too long ago. A dad basically chases the boyfriend away, and then the boyfriend is accused of an armed robbery, and he's basically like, I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it. But until he's proven innocent, the dad won't let the girl be with him. So she's heartbroken, and she's trying to get her dad to believe that he didn't do it. But it's a cute story.
Yeah. How bad's the evidence?
They have none, and like finally he's able to be vindicated. Like they find that it wasn't him, and they catch the other person. So he's like, the whole time I told you I never would do this. But it kind of makes me laugh that this is supposed to be high school, because when you read it, you're like, this is not a high school. This is not a high school story.
The too much goes on. You can tell sometimes that they write a little too high in certain areas.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still, again, so cheesy that it works.
Yeah, exactly.
This next one is actually from this year. It's the Spider-Man Holiday Spectacular number 1. And it was released November 2025. This story is really cute. It's a fun, because since we're so close to Christmas, I wanted to include a lot of Christmas stories, and I really like this one.
Very cool.
And who doesn't like Spider-Man? I mean, I'm sure.
I'm not the biggest fan of Spider-Man, but sometimes they've got some good stories. I mean,
yeah. Well,
I don't buy Spider-Man per se, but I do read it. Like, I'll pick up Spider-Man if it's in the dollar bin, like recent stuff or whatever.
Yeah. Well, this one's very cute. I would recommend it.
Hi, Chonko. Good to see you.
Okay, so this is another Christmas story. It's Wolverine number 49.
Hi, Big Nasty. Good to see you. Wolverine. Okay. So he's dressed like Santa Claus with his I guess he's Santa Claus as in schnicked.
Yeah, which is not exactly has anything to do with the story, but it is a Christmas. The whole thing is Christmas. And he's basically in the beginning upset about having to go to a mall for Kitty Pryde to get gifts. And so he's upset, and he's like dealing with all the mall traffic, but then he ends up helping save the day. But it's a cute story. Very Christmassy.
That's hilarious.
He basically, what?
I discovered last year trying to do a Christmas video the amazing amount of Christmas books that are out there that people don't realize are Christmas books. It like when I sat down to do a list and I did I had Googled a list of Christmas stories because I was curious. I was going to go buy some if I couldn't find any. I had like 8 on that list.
Oh,
and like
wow.
they're just DC books and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, when that Christmas challenge video, I was going to do it, but I got a little too busy to get it done. But I love seeing everybody's Christmas comics. It's so fun. And I realized I actually have a lot of them.
Well, that's just it. I didn't pick up many during the year, so I ended up having to call, my comic shop to order some books. That's why I ended up with a lot of Dell Giants this year, because it was like, oh, I'm on the Dell page. Oop, there it is. Bang, I'm done. So
some of those are really great, though. I was watching those and I was making lists of the ones that I didn't have that I would love to have.
Yeah. I love watching
Comic Mike has some King Kong ones that I really want. Oh, his magazine. There was a magazine. I was sitting there taking notes, and I'm like, I need to get this. I love it.
Mike has a good taste.
This next one was Marvel Holiday Special 2006. And it also, okay, so it's kind of fun because I liked at the end, they show all the other covers of their past ones, which is kind of fun to see. And sometimes it's easier than even having the book because they're front and back, they're wraparound. Yes. So I really enjoyed that they included all the covers.
Wraparound covers are fun. There should be more.
They are. But yeah, so they included all their past covers, which was fun to look at. So that's why this one also made the list, because it's just so Christmassy inside.
Yes, and that's awesome at this time of year.
Yeah.
Well, it's awesome at every time of the year, really.
Okay, so this next one was the Marvel Holiday Special in 1991, and it was the wraparound cover, and it has a bunch of different short stories.
Nice.
So that one, it's a good one. Ooh. I never take them out, so it's also like, I feel so safe once I get them inside.
Do you do the majority of your shopping locally, or do you do a lot of mail order?
I have one place that I do mail order, and they're really great to us, so I keep that. Then I have 2 stores in town that I like to use, and I'm pretty close with them now, so it's great.
Yeah, it's nice to get them to have a great relationship with the owners.
Yeah, they'll put stuff aside that they know what we want, or it's kind of nice because some days when I don't make it down there fast enough, I don't have to be as stressed out. This next one is Marvel Holiday Special, and it was released in November 1992. And this is also a wraparound cover.
Very cool. I particularly like the Ghost Riders, the center, almost the center of that's the one that draws your eye.
Yeah, and it's by Arthur Adams.
Oh, that is very cool choice of artist.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this one. Okay, so this one also has a funny story on why it's included. Okay, so this is Marvel Holiday Special, and it was released November 1993. Okay, so when I was reading this one, it has a really funny story. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, so it's called The Gift of the Marvelite. And I thought it was so funny when I was reading it because Tom DeFalco and Mark Grunwald, they remind me of Swarm of Comics meets Chonko with hair. I don't know if you can see. And even his character, the way he is, he's an editor for Marvel. But the story's really cute. They forget to buy presents for each other, so they're each trying to get presents. and they end up getting rid of their favorite things, trying to be able to buy them, and then they end up being like, I don't know why we did that, and then they just use credit cards to get each other a bunch of gifts. But it's a really cute story, and it makes me laugh because it really does remind me of those two other channels.
Right. Yes.
But it has a ton of short stories in it, and they're all Christmassy, so it's fun.
Very cool.
And the only other ones that I was planning on showing, this is a Marvel Treasury edition.
Oh, those are beauts.
Yeah, this is the Giant Superhero Holiday Grab Bag, 1976 Bronze Age, and I want to be able to show the back as well. So this is the front, and then the back also.
Giant Man, Ice Man. I guess the Wasp at a regular size. Captain.
Yeah, it's a really fun one.
Okay, I love the Thing dressed as Santa.
Yeah, me too. Especially since I have so many other ones where he's talking about, Hanukkah.
Yeah. Listen, Santa is not Christian. He's a saint, but it's a different sort of thing.
Okay, you're right. You're right. But still, it's interesting. But yeah, so that one's really fun. Let me see if I can get this back. And then I have one more that's also Marvel Treasury Edition, Giant Superhero Holiday Grab Bag. It's
Nice.
1975 Bronze Age. So that one's pretty fun. Let me show the back on this one too, because it has all of them.
Nice. Jocko says he had a glorious mullet when he was young. That's awesome. Mullets are awesome.
That's awesome.
My wife hates them. When I met her, I had one. She does not like. She made me cut it pretty fast.
Good for her. They had their time, but I don't recommend it.
Oh, don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart, because mullets are the best.
Yeah.
Oh, these are great books. I love the treasuries. I've got a couple of treasuries myself. They're DC ones, but those are so hard to get in great shape. They're easy to find, but in great shape, not so much.
Yeah. It's true. These aren't even, there's some that are way better than this, I'm sure, but I felt really lucky that we found them in pretty good condition and they were very reasonable. So
I have a face mullet now, he says. I love my people are the best. They're just so funny.
But yeah, so those are fun. I guess if I were to show one more, this is just one I just received, and it's from Mad Cave Studios.
Oh, and it's very nice.
Yeah, there's only 500 of these.
That is becoming a very popular title.
It's a fun story. Yeah, it's basically competing, brothers competing, and they're trying to keep things a secret and find things out to improve their recipe for their soda. So it's interesting. But yeah, this one I thought was a really pretty cover.
Very cool. Which
is very different than the other one that I have, which is, this one looks more realistic.
Yes. And that's one of the things I like when they make them. I like cartoony art, but I also like realism, and it's beautiful.
Yeah. And the story kind of reminds my husband and I of Food That Built America, because it talks about the competing sides and like how they're growing their business and stuff. So, and they use spies and all this stuff. So it's interesting.
Very cool.
But that's pretty much all the books I brought to show.
I'm very impressed with what you brought. That is a nice microcosm, eclectic choices to show everybody. I love it. We get to see what it is that Brittney likes, and I'm very, very happy to
it's very eclectic. A lot of unless you're doing whole lines of them, like sometimes I also like some of the ones I was showing, they had when they introduced certain characters, it was like one-offs, the stories at the time. It's also kind of nice for a person like me if I can't buy the whole thing. It's nice when
Mhm.
I can find ones that are standalone, really great additions.
Yes, nothing drives me crazier, and literally, I'm terrible because if it happens, I go on my comic shop immediately. Nothing bugs me more than to read, say, 4 issues that I bought in a row, get to the fourth one and find out number 5, like the finish is then in the next book because I'm literally off. Damn, and then bing. All right, let's get that. That drives me crazy not being able to finish stories.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
I
and that's
like that.
where, like, I got one because it was my local comic book store had it in a bin for pretty cheap, and I kind of picked it up and read it, and then I ended up liking it so much that I went and got all the other ones because I wanted to know how the story ended. So I also sometimes I do like to finish series if they're good, but some of them just have so many it can be impossible.
Yeah, the one thing that's always bothered me about you talk about stories, right? Is that Supergirl in the 1982 to 85 series was canceled after issue 23 because she was about to die in crisis. Literally in the middle of the bloody story. And that just drove me crazy. It's driven me crazy ever since. It's like, finish it. What happens? Does the professor get away? Like, it was just all this, stuff that basically is like, you got your cliffhanger, and then it was like, no.
This is why I'm upset about the Captain Planet being a TV show instead of a movie. Because movies, they get wrapped up nice. You have an ending. You have a beginning, a
Exactly.
middle, and an end. TV shows, they might do like a cliffhanger to get to the next season, and then you won't. If it doesn't get picked up again, you'll never know what happened. It just
Mhm. Exactly. Brittney, I want to thank you very much for joining us tonight. For those out there that haven't already noticed, Nate has a show going at 8 o'clock. Go over and support him. I'll be there myself at some point.
you too.
Um, Brittney, we did get you to 137.
Oh
So we
wow,
didn't
thanks.
quite get there. So I'm not
Yeah.
adding the price. But yes,
Still,
that's
thank
true. Your
you.
3 to 5 got no, but we still got you 5. And I really
Okay.
appreciate you coming tonight. I have really enjoyed watching that video with you in the blind bags. I'm like, oh my God, she still keeps finding new ones. How many were there?
Oh, I was
I
so
didn't.
much happier with this round. I didn't get as many duplicates. It was fun. It was actually very fun.
Yes, I am. Also, I have watched some of your other stuff, like it's again, you have a very interesting point of view. Everybody has their own point of views, but yours
Yeah.
in particular, I found very interesting. And when Mike mentioned you, I went and checked you out just about almost within the day that he mentioned, and I was like, okay, I've got to get this person on because she's got
Well,
some
thank
interesting
you.
choices here. Thank you for coming very much, Brittney. Everybody, I'm going to put, if you're still here, I'm going to put her thing there. And if by 10 o'clock we get her to the 145, I will stick by my word. I'll check at 10 o'clock. Everybody who's come, thank you very much. For those that are
Thank
going to
you.
watch this on the replay, thank you very much for taking the time to join us. You have watched something very enjoyable.
Yes, thank you so much.
No, thank you. And thanks everybody that's joined us. My name's Matt. I really, really, really like comics, and I hope you do too. Bye, everybody.